Mike Tyson built a shredded physique and became the youngest heavyweight champion in the world using a method that requires zero gym equipment and simple yet powerful mental tricks. And I know this because I use this exact strategy to stay around 10% body fat year-round in just 30 minutes a day of training. This approach developed his unbelievable power and amazing muscle definition. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how he did it and how you can apply the same principles without spending hours exercising. When Mike Tyson was dominating boxing, he had a physique that most men could only dream of. 5'10", 218 pounds, and only 8 to 10% body fat. But what's shocking is that unlike today's athletes who spend hours in high-tech gyms, Tyson and his legendary coach, Cus D'Amato, specifically rejected traditional weightlifting. Instead, they focused on a functional training system that didn't require a single piece of gym equipment. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tyson trained 50 to 60 hours a week, which is impossible for most of us with work and families. That's why I'll show you how to adapt his principles to work with just 30 to 45 minutes per day of training, creating a system that fits into real life while still delivering remarkable results. In this video, I'll detail the 3 core principles behind Mike Tyson's training so you can shred fat without going to the gym. But first, if you're ready to shred fat like Mike Tyson, get my free training so you can get lean, energized, and disciplined naturally in 30 steps. Click the link in the description to get access. Before I uncover these 3 principles, let me explain something important. Why did Tyson, who could afford any training equipment or coach in the world, specifically choose not to use traditional gym methods for his legendary physique? The answer comes from his mentor, Cus D'Amato, who observed that bodybuilders with impressive muscles often lacked the functional strength, endurance, and speed of fighters who trained with functional methods. D'Amato knew that machines and isolated exercises created artificial strength that failed under real-world demands. This insight is crucial because it means you don't need to waste time going to the gym or using the wrong equipment to transform your body. Just follow the right system applied consistently. Tyson didn't prepare for a brutal 12-round boxing war by doing one long, leisurely run. His endurance was built each and every day. The grinding running, repetitive sprints, thousands of punches and strength exercises, day after grueling day. It's the countless reps that build an engine that simply won't quit. Tyson understood that fat loss, strength, and conditioning weren't about a single knockout blow, but about winning every single round through relentless, consistent repetition. When Tyson was in prison in the early 90s, he had ballooned to 285 pounds. With limited resources, he was forced to return to the fundamental training methods D'Amato had taught him. Instead of worrying about fancy equipment, he focused on volume, performing thousands of repetitions of basic movements daily. I used to do this when I first started training in martial arts in 1996. I was only 4 years old, but my dad, my first teacher, was an old-school martial artist and believed in maximizing volume. So we put in the reps and felt the difference. This was normal to me until I tried training like a bodybuilder and then did traditional strength and conditioning training. This was alongside my martial arts, just so I could put on muscle. But what happened? Sure, I put on size, but I got slower, got more injury prone, and my movement quality got way worse. So after a few years, I stopped training like a bodybuilder or doing standard strength and conditioning and went back to my roots. What makes this approach that Tyson used and the one I rediscovered so effective for fat loss is that it creates what scientists now call metabolic stress, a physiological state that maximizes fat burning while preserving muscle tissue. Unlike traditional cardio, which can break down muscle, Tyson's high-volume training created the perfect environment for building muscle and shredding fat. The foundation of this system was deceptively simple: consistent, high-repetition sets of fundamental bodyweight exercises. Tyson constantly pushed the boundaries of how many push-ups, squats, and sit-up variations he could perform. He didn't track specific weights. He tracked his total work capacity, how many repetitions he could accumulate day after day, week after week. This high-volume approach works because it, 1, maximizes metabolic demand. Continuously putting your body under positive stress forces it to burn more calories and tap into fat stores. 2, it builds endurance and stamina, improves your body's ability to sustain effort, crucial for both fat loss and functional strength. 3, drives adaptation. Consistent exposure to high reps forces your body to adapt by becoming more efficient at burning fuel and building lean muscle. If you've got a normal schedule, you won't be doing thousands of reps daily as Tyson did. Instead, start with 3 to 5 functional bodyweight exercises and aim for 3 to 5 sets of 20 to 50 repetitions for each exercise. striving to increase your total repetitions every single week. This consistent progression was the true essence of Tyson's volume principle. Have you ever seen a bodybuilder who looks like a Greek god but struggles to tie his shoes or even scratch his back? Yet a martial artist performs feats of impossible speed and strength with a lean physique. That functional difference is what D'Amato saw in traditional gyms, and it led him to Tyson's second fat shredding principle. What separated Tyson's physique from bodybuilders wasn't just muscle size, it was the functional, athletic appearance of his musculature. This came from D'Amato's insistence on multi-joint movements rather than single-joint isolated exercises. The science now confirms what D'Amato instinctively knew. Multi-joint rotational-based movements trigger a greater hormonal response, leading to more effective fat burning. Compound bodyweight exercises, which are exercises involving more than one joint, elevate your metabolism for up to 48 hours, far longer than isolation exercises or traditional cardio. Tyson's core calisthenic movements included 1. The Tyson push-up, a unique variation that involves a rocking motion to recruit additional muscle groups. 2. Neck bridges. Although we now know these are dangerous, Tyson himself has said he wouldn't do them if he could go back. 3. Dips, using whatever was available, often just 2 chairs. 4. Squats, thousands daily, often with a prisoner's jump squat variation. 5. Sit-ups, up to 2,000 per day with multiple variations. What made these movements so effective for Tyson is that they engage global recruitment patterns, which are large chains of muscles working together. This creates a more significant metabolic demand than isolated exercises, forcing your body to burn more fat during and after the workout. Now you know what Mike Tyson did. Here's a workout routine inspired by his work ethic that anyone can do with a more functional and rotational movement base. Focus on these 3 movements to start. Number 1, push-up rows, 3 sets of 20 to 30 reps. 2. Split squats, 3 sets of 30 to 50 reps. 3. Decline sit-ups, 3 sets of 20-second declines. Even just these 3 movements, performed with the volume principle I showed you earlier, will trigger significant fat loss when done consistently. And if you want one-to-one guidance on shredding fat like Mike Tyson, check out the link in the description for my coaching program, The Modern Warrior Transformation. You'll get guidance on how to use these training principles from Tyson and many more that he used to get so muscular, move with ease, and power. And it's all customized to your health, fitness goals, and lifestyle. Before he could wear the heavyweight belt around his waist, Tyson first had to bear the weight of that belt in his mind. It's the mental strength, the delusional levels of self-belief, and the acceptance of the brutal demands of greatness that shape a champion. And D'Amato knew this mindset was the true foundation for turning a body into an unstoppable force. What truly separated Tyson from other boxers wasn't just his physical training, it was the mental system D'Amato instilled in him. As Tyson said in an interview about his mentor,
like Cuss would always say, is the difference between the coward and the hero. They both feel the same, they're both scared and nervous. It's just one lets his feelings get the better and devour him like the coward, and then he runs and hides.
This mental training wasn't just for fighting. It was what allowed Tyson to maintain the discipline required for his physical transformation, especially during his prison term, which he later described as the best 3 years of my life in prison. D'Amato's mental conditioning system consisted of 4 elements. 1. Accepting fear. Everyone feels fear, and those who deny it are weaker. 2. Visualization. Tyson would visualize not just victory, but the entire process of training and transformation. 3. Affirmations, specific phrases, repeated daily that reinforced his identity as a champion. 4. Directed focus, training the mind to concentrate only on the immediate task. Here's the practical application for your fat loss journey. First, the goal is not to eliminate fear, but to acknowledge it, master it, and not be a slave to it. You have to do what you're afraid of doing. Keep a list of all the physical things you're not able to do, like not sprinting in case you injure yourself, or something else you just don't think you have the ability to do yet, and put a plan together to do them with a deadline. Second, create a clear mental image of your transformed physique. Visualization activates many of the same neural pathways as physical practice. Spend 1 minute each morning visualizing yourself completing your workout with perfect form and seeing your body transform day by day. Third, develop 3 personal affirmations that reinforce your commitment. Tyson would repeat phrases like, "I'm the best fighter in the world. Nobody can beat me." He adapted this affirmation from the French psychologist Émile Coué's affirmation, "Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Create your own phrases that resonate with you and repeat them during your workouts. Finally, practice directed discipline during each session. Rather than scrolling on your phone during rest periods, keep your mind engaged with the purpose of your training. This mental presence dramatically increases the effectiveness of each repetition. As Tyson said,
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline. Because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
I mean, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
your physical discomfort during training is similar. It's not about avoiding it, but redirecting it toward your transformation. Now that you understand Tyson's 3 core principles to shred fat, let me show you how to structure a complete program that applies all of them in a simple way. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. High volume bodyweight training. Choose 3 to 5 foundation bodyweight exercises, for example, push-up rows, split squats, or decline sit-ups. Perform 3 to 5 sets for each exercise with 20 to 50 repetitions per set, adjusting to match your current fitness level. The goal is to gradually increase your total repetitions completed in the session every week. Tuesday and Thursday, cardio and recovery. 20 to 30 minutes of shadowboxing or sprints, 15 to 30 minutes of myofascial release, aka self-massage, 30 to 45 minutes of walking. Daily mental training. Review your list of physical things you're not able to do. 1 minute morning visualization. Affirmations during workouts. Directed focus throughout each session. The key to making this work is consistency. For nutrition, follow Tyson's simple approach. Natural, unprocessed foods with plenty of protein. He wasn't following complicated diet plans, just eating clean, quality foods in appropriate portions. The simplicity of his nutrition made it sustainable, which is why he could maintain his condition year-round. Remember that this system works because it addresses both the physical and mental aspects of transformation. The physical training creates the stimulus, the volume provides the progression, and the mental training ensures consistency. If you want the right coach in your corner to work with you one-to-one to shred fat like Mike Tyson, check out the link to my coaching program, The Modern Warrior Transformation, in the description. Mike Tyson knew the power of learning from the greats, and Bruce Lee mastered the art of getting lean whilst creating a functional body. So if you want to shred fat like Mike Tyson and learn the art of getting lean from Bruce Lee, make sure you check out my video here, Get Lean in 21 Days, Bruce Lee's Training Method.